Hi everyone, this is Preeti Natarajan from InEye Technologies. Today we have with us Nicole from Red Door Tours. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your business and more about you?
So I'm based in Orange, New South Wales, Australia. Um, and my business is Red Door Tours, which we take small group tours and private tours on amazing tours to places like India and Morocco. We were expanding our destinations this year and had France on the agenda as well, and Japan and Myanmar for next year. But of course, like everyone, that's all on hold and a bit up in the air at the moment. So we'll just wait and see what happens. But India and Morocco are our two, we won't say favorite, but they are
Oh,
favorite countries to visit.
that's awesome. How many tours? I mean, how many tours in a year do you have? And is it seasonal or is it all around the year?
We usually do sort of February to April and sort of September, October, November. So sort of the nice weather in both Morocco and India. So autumn and spring. And we do about, well, this year we had scheduled 10 tours. So we got 3 into India at the start of the year. And then,
Oh,
yes, that might end us for this year and we'll see what happens next year.
understood, understood. So that's great. And you're now expanding to more countries. That's even better. That's fantastic. So are your customers, I know you're from Australia, uh, your customers or your client base is primarily from which demographic? Is it primarily Australia or is it all around the world?
Primarily Australia, but probably around 25%, 30% American, Canadian.
Oh, nice.
And a couple of British people have joined the tours. So we, all around the world, we love, the diversity of different cultures and different countries joining the tours. And our demographic is probably sort of empty nesters, retirees. We do get a lot of single females who join the tours, and then some couples. Yeah, and then some groups of friends who come along. So we do sort of the small group, and then we can also do a private tour for you if that's yeah, if the group tours are not your thing, just a couple of friends or a birthday celebration tour or that sort of thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good to know that there's variety of options as well. So, coming to COVID-19, as you kind of touched upon, a lot of tours are on hold. It's impacted the travel industry really hard. Uh, Personally, for you, what it has meant to be, in the sense more on a personal level, as well as for your business, how has it impacted, and what are you doing during these times to engage with your customers or audience? And are you trying anything new? What are the things you're doing?
Well, for we had to postpone a Morocco tour, and our France tour. We're meant to be actually traveling from Paris to London today on that tour, to have a week in London before finishing that tour. So unfortunately, those 2 tours are postponed. For me personally, I changed my plans and came back directly from India to Australia, and had the 2 weeks quarantine. And in that time, I sort of just um, basically just chilled. I think gave myself a break, watched a lot of Netflix. And then, to be perfectly honest, I got a job on a call center, and I'm doing that at the moment in my spare time. So that's keeping me busy. It's one of our online grocery stores in Australia, and so I just answer questions based on their online orders. But then on the weekends and nights, of course, I still work on my business, and it's difficult for my customers as well, because we'd had 3 tours in India, and they were fabulous small group tours, and we'd really connected. And then for them to come home and go into isolation for 2 weeks in
Mm.
Australia on their own, some of them, it was quite a big adjustment. So we've done a few Zoom meetings and catch ups with the groups from the tours, which has been really fun, and everyone's really liked that. But it's been nice because, it is quite a difference from amazing dynamic India to your house four walls and you can't leave. So we've done that. I still post on social media every day, Instagram daily, and sort of Facebook a couple of times a week. And I started a Facebook group for my ex-travelers and future travelers. It's called Red Door Travelers. So I'm trying that. And then in the future, well, it's hard to know, isn't it? I'm sort of thinking maybe pivoting to sort of local tours in my area. So my town is a small town, 4 hours west of Sydney, and we're known for our food and wine industry. So we have 32 cellar doors which are open to the public, which, you know, have great experiences, and a lot of people come here to our region for those experiences. So I was thinking, no one's really doing food tours in combination with those, or maybe girls' weekends away, or sort of, yeah, I mean, people after this are going to want to go somewhere, but certainly not internationally for a while. So I've got a few ideas that I'm just sort of tossing around.
That's nice. I'm glad you've adapted very well, even in the interim, to take care of the income part and then looking at different options on diversifying. So that's really interesting. Now, in terms of, since you have both experience with international as well as, I'm sure now that you're exploring the local, you must have come across so many types of travelers, and you yourself are, I'm sure you love traveling. So one of the things that at InEye we like to learn about, because we are retail based companies, what type of travel retail products do you believe are really recommended for travelers to enhance the travel experience in your tours as well as in general? What would you recommend?
Well, I do love the packing cells. Packing cells are my absolute must when I travel. So it allows me to sort my my things into categories, zip those little bags up, and I know exactly where everything is.
Right.
And I think for me, I am always, like I suppose most people, tempted to put more and more in. So the packing cells they sort of force me to keep my packing to a minimal level, let's say.
Okay.
Then my other favorite thing is my adapter that does every country, you know, the multi-adapter things. Mine's got one with two little plugs for iPhone, you know, those cords, so that's really handy. What else do I love? And the other things would probably be just apps on my phone that I don't think I could travel without anymore. You know, like a good currency conversion app. That's because we have people from different countries on the tours, and we're, you know, converting at shops and things. And so I love that app. It just allows me to quickly say, well, that's $14 US and 11 Australian, and, you know, so we can all get a bit of an idea of where we're at.
Absolutely. That's interesting. So, you know, otherwise, with all this COVID-19, do you think there would be a general advice to travelers going forward? And I think, do you have any suggestions on how they should be traveling going forward, or how they should even view this whole situation at present? Because a lot of them are feeling very confined. So what would your suggestion be to a traveler or a passionate traveler during this time?
Well, just get on Instagram and yes, travel from your armchair. It's a tricky one. I think travel is definitely going to change. And, you know, all the articles and stories that I read, it's going to take a while before different borders open up and different countries allow people to travel. And there's just so many factors that are going to come into it. I mean, firstly, I suppose good insurance is an absolute must. And to come on our tours, you have to have travel insurance. Yeah, but even saying that, one policy is not the same as another. So I think everyone's going to be very, very careful in reading their policies and the policies of tour companies they're booking with in the future. Yeah, but I think in the meantime, just enjoy your local surroundings is probably the thing that I think people are going to do. You know, take a trip that's 100 kilometers or 100 miles from your house instead of 5,000 that you'd planned, earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it's going to bounce back up pretty quickly. Maybe towards the end of the year, things are going to start looking normal. I don't know. So that was very good. Thank you so much, Nicole, for some of your wonderful suggestions. And if I really thank you for your time today. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stay well.
You too. Thank you so much.